So first, we're going to be doing a little catching up. Back in March, an episode of the show Paradise PD, which is an adult animated show on Netflix, included an image of Sonichu on a parody of a Pokemon card. There was no further discussion of Chris Chan or the Electric Hedgehog Pokemon, it was merely a visual gag. In his March 15th video, Shrek Fairy Tale Freakdown, the angry video game nerd also included a reference to Chris Chan. A cult of Shrek lovers kidnap the nerd, and one of them is wearing a Shrek medallion. In this scene, you can see that it is clearly an homage to Chris's Sonichu medallion. In the next shot, and this is a continuity error, it is facing the other direction. You can clearly see that it was signed by Magi-chan Sonichu, meaning the nerd commissioned Chris to make this. In the next shot, it's back to facing forward, which makes me think that this continuity error is in fact on purpose in order to show that the medallion was made by Chris. I must also add that on Sunday, big YouTuber Wendigoon uploaded a video where he talked about a very strange email he received. Him and other YouTubers who talk about obscure and disturbing videos received an email purporting to be the director of a series of said disturbing videos. Now, the email was fake and it ended up just being a troll, but they did get Wendigoon and several other YouTubers to watch and talk about his movie. In his video discussing the movie, Wendigoon tells the audience that some of the contents of the video actually come from Chris Chan's videos. He specifically calls out cake farts. Wendigoon, who I remind you made an iceberg video about the most disturbing content ever made and has watched all of the most disturbing content ever made, then said this.
And then immediately after that is Chris Chan again. Which, to be fair, is the most disturbing thing I've come across in this yet.
And finally, we have the publication of a book about Chris Chan on Amazon Marketplace. Warhol/Chris Chan, The Lifespan of American Pop Culture, or The Suppression of Reality, by Don Lachambe. It's available in paperback for $25, and the description reads as follows. Is this a joke, or is this for real? A critical confrontation. What can we learn from comparing the two most unique cultural figures in living memory? Warhol and Chris Chan. Both became famous while producing artwork that was often met with derision. Both became the focus of intense interest and curiosity. Their indelible personalities provoked fascination and laughter. In spite of their strangeness, or because of it, they reflect particularly pertinent aspects of the world around them. They are thought of as the oddest of oddities, and yet they represent the course of our society as a whole. From bright pop art to sordid underground films, Andy Warhol portrayed an America that was both familiar and avant-garde. He carried a tape recorder everywhere and prophesied that in the future, everyone would be famous just for being themselves. Several decades later, Chris Chan embodies Warhol's dreams. Thanks to the internet, Chris has become known worldwide. He is constantly documented, observed, scrutinized, and made the subject of mass debate and media analysis. Warhol worked to legitimize popular culture and give it the prestige of high art. But more recent generations have grown up breathing pop culture as if it were air. Young at heart people continue playing video games and collecting toys into adulthood, and favorite entertainment franchises are treated akin to religions. More than anyone else, Chris Chan emblematizes the excesses of this era. This comprehensive study investigates the parallels and divergences between Warhol and Chris Chan, both of whom can be seen as bellwethers of cultural shifts. The two are compared in terms of how they relate to the following elements, from the fundamentals of life to the themes of our age: names and words, collecting and hoarding, consumerism, technology and media, women, sex, transgenderism, femdom, fame, mythologies of self and multiverse, and recording. A wide spectrum of knowledge is painstakingly drawn upon to analyze our two subjects from all angles. References and points of comparison are made to elements of art history, classic film, modernist literature, philosophy, from Plato to the postmodern, popular music, psychology, especially psychoanalysis, and internet meme culture. Through pathos and ridiculousness, in an uncertain world that's constantly changing, we trace the human spirit as it passes from the golden age of Americana, through the high Warholian era, and now into Chris Chan's Pokeball. So, is this a joke, or is this for real? Read slowly and see. This book is no joke. It's over 600 pages long and is full of intense discussion about both Chris and Warhol. As someone whose only knowledge of Warhol before this was from parodies on TV shows that I'd seen, I found this extremely interesting despite not knowing anything about him. The book uses Gino, Rogue, Dylan, and myself as sources for multiple arguments and quotes. And probably my favorite thing about the book is that it doesn't just take our quotes at face value as fact, it actually uses them and argues against them. I'm pretty sure of the 4 times that I'm quoted in the book, 3 of them are used as arguments against what I'm actually saying. For example, when I said I don't think that Chris can understand an advertisement, the book then quotes me and then spends a couple paragraphs discussing how Chris actually languishes in the language of advertisements and how that actually shows his love for all media. It was that conversation that got me thinking about my own stance on the matter more deeply and got me to make my first rough draft video. I just want to make sure it's clear, I'm not sponsored, I'm not getting any money for doing this, I just actually think this is a good book, and if you follow Chris Chan enough and you like reading, I definitely think it's worth it, and I will be paying for my own copy. And now, on with our regularly scheduled programming. It has been 164 days since Chris last begged for money. That's actually pretty good. 598 days since Chris uploaded pages to meet his paid obligations to the Sonichu comic, and 4,258 days since Chris last applied for a job. My name is GiBi. Just kind of have a habit of saying that. We're well into the video at this point. I don't need to. Barb, as far as we know, is not dead. Her latest activity was 14 days ago, and we're going to be hearing a little bit about that. Alright, we're starting off today reading a tweet from Kermit Chew. I wonder if there's an actual Chris Chan who comes from a Japanese-inspired dimension. What are your thoughts? And then what I assume is their own artwork of Chris Chan, her rainbow aura, and you got little Sonichu, and they're all anime. And Chris says, very much possible. And in fact, I have personally met with this particular Very much possible. And in fact, I have personally met with this particular self-counterpart of mine. Everyone, the barrier that separates us in this universe 1218, and every creature and individual in Siwa 97 is a centuries-old illusion, and our ultimate success is to dispel the universe-wide illusion of separation. We all live, exist, and coexist together as a collective. Chris decides to comment again on that anime Japanese drawing, and he says, funny bit of irony that this particular art piece came into my visual view today, because last night, my loves and I had just finished binging the entire series of Avatar: The Last Airbender. Really good show, I do agree. Also, spiritually insightful. Did he just watch Avatar for the first time? What a loser. So, multiple times at this point, Chris has retweeted or tried to talk to the G Fuel Twitter account, and today is no different. G Fuel says to comment your favorite flavor and win a 4-pack. And Chris says, hey, hashtag PewDiePie, here's a shout out to you. Chris does this constantly. He hashtags people instead of adding them. Like 50% of the time. And then the other 50% of the time he successfully adds them. I don't know if he knows the difference. Hey, hashtag PewDiePie, here's a shout out to you, because I like the Ligonberry flavor. Even through this, I remember somebody told me how I'm supposed to pronounce that, and I have no idea. I also like Sonic Hedgehog's Peach Ring and Rainbow Sherbet flavors. Blue Ice comes in 4th to me at present. Also, to only comment on it, I have also liked the Nemesis tea flavor, but to me, it felt rather meh, especially compared to regular tea with lemon. But me, personally, I would gladly and more than happily put my human form and Sonichu form visages, I know the word visage. I don't know the plural of the word visage. It's like trying to say the past tense of the word edit, and then the word it. I edited it. I literally cannot say it. I would happily put my human form and Sonichu form visages on G Fuel Energy cans of passion fruit / mint flavor. Call it the Electric Hedgehog Power flavor. And Sonichu Prime and Rosy Rose Chew would love to be on G Fuel cans of apple lemon flavor. That's zapping it up satisfaction. We got this person, Isaiah Isha. They say, about shipping in Sonichu. Please don't ask me. My ship list is cursed. Thank you for understanding. I get it's a joke, but if you don't want people to ask you, why would you tell them? Slug Scientist says, Considering that a solid chunk of the cast is based on real people, it's kind of impossible for it not to be, but we don't judge here. And Izia continues, Sonichu is the one only fandom where there are no shipping wars. She actually just says, where are no shipping wars, but whatever. Chris decides to respond to this, and he says, and yet we have our own set of secret ship fic folder cards and an individual deck, expansions, and promo cards. So you can play your game and you can ship all these siblings together. Hey guys, I wonder where this one's going. New screenshots reveal cutie marks for some of the G5 ponies. My Little Pony G5 is cancelled! Please, stop talking about it! I like how he went from it should be cancelled to it is cancelled. At the very least, he should believe his own stuff and then just not watch the show and he'll be happy. Sister and I have been knocked completely flat from the second vaccine dose these last couple of days. Luckily, we both broke our fevers last night. Now, we're just fighting the residual aches and pains. Looks like another day of staying in bed. Yeesh! Well, count your blessings, both of y'all. Shortly enough, you both will catch up, and then y'all can sport your completed cards like convention badges. Don't know why I went so southern there. Chris always says y'all. Alright, so this account called Pictures of the End. It's a picture of a guy drinking from hand sanitizer. I get it, it's funny. Helena decided to draw the same picture, but it's Pikachu drinking from the hand sanitizer. And Chris responded to Helena, that's not a water fountain. Yeah, dude, that's the joke. Alright, so NBC reports that Kroger has announced that masks will no longer be required for people who are vaccinated starting tomorrow. And Chris says, good thing I thought ahead to having fun with sporting my vaccine card like a convention ticket. Oh, God, did he really do that? Okay, I'm gonna have to look into that. Give me a sec. I did something similar for my mom as well. I laminated it with shipping tape as well and attached it to her purse. So that means that Chris and Barb have both been vaccinated? Okay. Chris, by convention ticket, he means that he's taken his vaccine card. Okay, so that means Chris has taken his laminated vaccine card thingy, and he's put it around his neck, like with a lanyard, like a convention ticket. And he's wearing that around his neck. That's nice. I wonder how it fits with his medallion. Oh, here we go. Literally this. Okay, so I don't know what that is. This is obviously his vaccine card. And it just says she, her? He added his pronouns to the card? I'm confused. Look how disgusting the Sonichu medallion is. That's upsetting. I think it's just glue, though. I think you had to glue it back together, and so the glue then attracted dirt. The temple occupants are now fully vaxxed to the extreme. Hashtag return of brony conventions. And yes, my mom got both of her shots too. She got her second shot on April 28th. Just to mention this, but I got vaccinated as well, not only as a precaution, but with me, it was a formality for the present guidelines of this timeline at present. Yet, also, me being vaxxed, rather you sense, he says rather instead of whether. Rather you all sense, feel, know it or not, is mutually beneficial for all of you, and everyone else as well, in general. The incoming blessings and good news around this earth will prove this as well. I will also mention that, in the way, I did foretell that there would eventually be a form of vaccine needed for something, and I would be amongst those in that then future time to do more with it. Is he talking about his gay vaccine? Is he trying to claim that in Sonichu, when he said that there would be a vaccine that cures homosexuality using his blood, that was as good as him predicting that in the future there would be a vaccine and he would be involved with it somehow? And his level of involvement with it is getting it. Although, my mistaken and selfish interpretation of what the vaccine would be for was most unfortunate of me to have drawn of my self-counterpart to be part of. Yeah, that's totally what he's talking about. I need not further elaborate or explain. Yes, you do. For me to do so now would be major spoilers for all of you. But when it comes to divine events, even the common folk knowing would cause the major disturbances in the sequence. All I can advise of you all, each and respectively, to do, is to become spiritually enlightened for yourselves, as well as being kind with everyone, and loving of yourselves, and be observant of the local events, news, and sensations around you, and what you read. In due time, all of this will not only have transpired and completed successfully with the merge's completion, but there will be various published and chronicled literature and media for all of you to read, watch, and take in to learn for yourselves the greater details from the first-hand perspectives and so forths. Lots of love, and be safe and well, GIF of the Avatar state. It is fascinating to me that Chris thinks that we can... So, words. Obviously, it's true that all fictional media and books and stuff like that is teaching you how to live, right? That's what a moral is, and at the very least, if there's not a good moral, you're still learning from the experiences of the author or artist. But Chris saying that we can learn what to do in the future because of various published and chronicled literature and media. Like, it's not wrong on the level that we quite literally can learn what to do from the future from a diverse range of ideas from people in the present and the past. But he's taking it literally, and that's where he goes wrong. I think that that's interesting, and I just think that it's weird. I think that it's weird that that's informing his life so much. Is this a audio clip? I gotta listen to this. First off, this tweet has 25,000 views. Fantastic. Just gonna put these back. Never use my ears again. He disabled comments. What was that? Tell us what that meant. Obviously, it was some sort of chant or prayer or something, but like he didn't just tell us what it means. I wish to share this lovely bit of wisdom from Divine Light on Instagram. This is a very true statement, especially in particular to those who wish to cling to the me of 2007. You all knew I would eventually change for the positive in this timeline. Alright, so this is a weird cult Instagram, and they say, one of my old friends who was talking to one of my current real friends about me, saying how bad of a person I was, and they can't believe they so close to me. And they can't believe they so close to me they could never. Chris is not the only crazy person with bad grammar. And my friend replied, I am so sorry for you. I'm sorry you missed out on her growth and change, cause she's nothing like what you have said. Glad I'm her friend now to experience the good person she is now. And that, my people, is how a real friend receives and delivers when one is spoken on their friend. You don't carry the bone, you bury it. Point blank, period. This incomprehensible definitely did not happen. Angsty teenage garbage post has 1,000 likes. Okay, somebody called Jax Films. This person tweeted out their art that they want to use for keychain designs with Sonichu, Roastu, and Magichan, and Chris doesn't like it. These are super kawaii, but the one of Magichan looks sad. Typically, even when a vision is a sad one, he tends to find a workaround to make it work out in general, so his expression, albeit feeling a bit tired, is motivated, encouraged, and ready to take action within reason. I am 99% sure Magichan is not sad, nor is he tired. His eyes are closed and his body is drooped in a daze because his mind's eye, his third eye, is opened and he's having a vision. Chris has completely misunderstood what is happening in this artwork that I spent 2 seconds looking at, and it looks like that's the end. Okay. Okay, so the quickie doesn't even know what the point of that audio clip was, although I do like their transcription. Thanks for watching. You can follow me on Twitter at GiBi_Devin and subscribe for more future Chris Chan content, including other future weekly updates and big video I'm still working on